So anyway, we were looking for the glossary, 579. In the glossary, she uses all those words that were, remember now, she wasn't talking to Christian Scientists. She was talking to people that had never heard of any of it. So anyway, she uses all these words that are very familiar in the Bible. And then she talks about ideas. And when she talks about ideas, I can kind of get engaged because that includes me. I look and I think Abraham doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm not too interested in Abraham. But then I look at her definition and she says fidelity. Oh, fidelity. Yeah, I guess I could be part of Abraham. Faith in the divine life and in the eternal principle of being. Now, somewhere else in here she talks about faith becoming hope. And what does she say hope becomes? Anybody that's been a student for a while might know that. What does hope become? Understanding. And in the study of science you discover that the key to living with peace and joy and power is to live as understanding. So yeah, Abraham's pretty critical from that point of view. So what I have to discover when she talks about Abraham is that she's not talking about some man that was walking the globe hundreds of years ago. She's talking about fidelity. She's talking about divine life. She's talking about the principle of being. Life-preserving power, spiritual understanding. Who would ever know that was Abraham? But Mrs. Eddy says that's what she means when she talks about that. So if I'm going to read Science and Health and have it make any sense to me, if I'm interested in what she was talking about, I have to know what she thought those words meant. Now, from a practical point of view, what she thought those words meant don't have any particular value for me. That was her experience. But if I want to read what she said about it and understand what she was talking about, I have to know what those words mean that she's using. So glossaries and dictionaries and statements of terms and all those things have value when you're looking at what somebody's trying to explain something to you about. You know, you have, it's kind of a hard forked tongue kind of experience to recognize that what's present here is infinite intelligence functioning perfectly. Now that plays out, in my experience, with figuring out that the words she used meant this, not what I think, not an old man several thousand years ago living, but fidelity, the principle of being, infinite understanding. And I'm thinking, okay, so if I run into that word in this book, that's what she's talking about.